When Don Felder joined the Eagles in 1974, he didn't just become a new member, he reshaped the band's musical identity. Known for his melodic sensibility and signature guitar riffs, Felder brought a rock-driven edge that complemented the band's country rock foundation. His influence was pivotal on Hotel California, crafting the guitar harmonies and the unforgettable solo that would define the song and cement the Eagles' place in rock history. Yet behind the harmony and commercial success, tensions simmered. Felder found himself navigating a delicate balance between collaboration and control. Frey and Don Henley had consolidated decision-making power over finances, creative direction, and band management. Felder's questions about fairness were often interpreted as rebellion rather than reasoned concern. Despite contributing nearly 3 decades of devotion, the lack of equitable recognition foreshadowed conflict. His firing in 2001 via fax was not only abrupt, but emblematic of these imbalances, a stark contrast to the camaraderie the public imagined. It marked the end of an era and the beginning of Felder reclaiming his narrative. Behind the curtains of power, Felder's dismissal revealed the complex inner workings of one of America's most celebrated bands. While the Eagles projected unity and seamless collaboration, the reality was far different. Henley and Frey controlled almost every aspect of the band's operation, from royalties to creative decisions, leaving Felder and other members with limited influence. When he questioned the fairness of arrangements, he was branded difficult, and ultimately, his voice was silenced. The situation illustrates the often unspoken truth of iconic bands. Fame does not equal equality, and artistry can be overshadowed by corporate hierarchy. The power dynamics were not merely personal conflicts, they were structural. Felder's removal sent a clear message about authority within the group, exposing the tension between artistry and business. For Felder, it wasn't just about money or recognition. It was about the fundamental principle of respect and acknowledgement for his contributions, highlighting the emotional cost of fame and the fragility of collaborative creativity when ego and control dominate. The legal battle. Fighting for recognition. After his firing, Felder pursued legal recourse, suing Henley and Frey for breach of contract and unfair profit distribution. The lawsuit became a window into the inner workings of a band that had achieved legendary status, revealing that financial control and creative authority were concentrated in the hands of a few. The case was contentious and publicized, highlighting Felder's struggle to claim his rightful place in the band's history. While many assumed the battle was about money, for Felder, it was primarily about recognition, affirming his role as a key architect of the Eagles' sound and success. The legal fight underscored the harsh reality of creative industries, where talent does not always equal power or influence. By standing his ground, Felder challenged the narrative imposed by Henley and Frey, asserting that contribution should be acknowledged and integrity should be defended. The lawsuit's eventual settlement in 2007 closed a chapter legally, but Felder's fight was always more about truth and legacy than compensation. Heaven and Hell, telling his story. In 2008, Felder released his memoir, Heaven and Hell, My Life in the Eagles, 1974 to 2001, providing an intimate and honest account of decades in one of rock's most famous bands. The book detailed his experiences of creative marginalization, exclusion, and emotional exhaustion, painting a vivid picture of the pressures behind the music. Rather than serving as a revenge piece, Felder's memoir was a candid reflection on pain, ambition, and personal flaws. He admitted to anger, burnout, and moments of resentment, creating a narrative that felt human and relatable rather than purely vindictive. The book stirred controversy, with Henley's camp reportedly attempting to suppress parts of it, yet Felder remained firm in telling his truth. Beyond recounting conflicts, the memoir served as a historical document of band dynamics, illustrating how fame, ego, and corporate structure can influence personal relationships. Felder's honesty offered readers a rare glimpse into the cost of creative collaboration at the highest levels of music. Reclaiming artistic freedom. After leaving the Eagles, Felder embraced a path defined by autonomy and self-expression. He released Road to Forever in 2012 and American Rock and Roll in 2019, proving that his talent and vision thrived beyond the band's shadow. Collaborations with legends such as Slash and Mick Fleetwood reinforced his enduring respect within the music community. In 2025, Felder released The Vault, 50 Years of Music, a personal anthology spanning decades of creativity. These projects were more than albums. They were acts of reclaiming identity, asserting that his contributions and artistry could stand independently. Felder's post-Eagles work demonstrated that personal fulfillment in music doesn't require the approval of former collaborators or corporate structures. By focusing on his craft and maintaining integrity, he reminded audiences that true artistry is defined by passion and resilience, not external validation. Felder's journey illustrates the power of reinvention and the importance of creative sovereignty, forgiveness, and perspective. With time and experience came reflection and healing. Felder's relationship with Henley and the late Glenn Frey softened, not out of obligation, but through personal growth. He refers to his firing as a blessing, recognizing it as a necessary catalyst for self-discovery. Felder now emphasizes lessons in creative independence, mental resilience, and forgiveness, teaching that liberation comes not from holding grudges, but from reclaiming control over one's life and art. Through interviews, lectures, and seminars, he guides younger musicians on surviving rejection and remaining authentic in an industry driven by ego and power. Felder's approach highlights the subtle yet profound impact of perspective. Anger and resentment can consume, but acceptance and focus on one's own path cultivate freedom and creativity. By embracing this mindset, he has transformed past pain into wisdom that empowers both himself and the next generation of artists. The enduring legacy of Hotel California. Although Don Felder's contributions were long overshadowed, his fingerprints remain on one of rock's most iconic anthems. The guitar solo in Hotel California, composed in his Malibu home, is widely celebrated as one of the most memorable and emotionally resonant moments in music history. Felder continues to perform the song faithfully, honoring the fans and preserving the artistry behind its creation. His legacy is not dependent on apologies or reunions. It exists through the enduring power of his music. Even at 77, Felder stands as a testament to the idea that true artistic impact is measured by craftsmanship, emotional resonance, and persistence rather than recognition or approval from former collaborators. The music endures, as does Felder's integrity, illustrating that the essence of artistry is personal devotion and the courage to create despite challenges. Lessons in artistry and resilience. Don Felder's story extends beyond the Eagles, serving as a lesson for musicians, artists, and creative professionals everywhere. It shows the delicate balance between collaboration and control, the importance of asserting one's contributions, and the emotional toll of unacknowledged work. Yet it also demonstrates the power of perseverance, reinvention, and self-expression. Felder's journey underscores a timeless truth. Recognition may fade, but artistry and resilience endure. By maintaining authenticity, embracing personal growth, and creating on his own terms, he exemplifies the enduring spirit of a musician committed to his craft. His narrative inspires reflection on how we value contribution, handle conflict, and pursue creative freedom, leaving a blueprint for thriving beyond the shadow of others while honoring the work that defines us.